how you're going to phase the UFE. Now, that actually turned out to be really interesting on Juno and Grail. On Juno and Grail, we put the UFE, the difference, oh, I should go back. Let's see. The difference, like Roy was saying, we set the internal management commitment number on Juno at 1050, but this is the 70% confidence level. So the difference here, which was, what was that, $57 million, I think? 57. The difference was the UFE. And so what we did was, let's see if we had to figure out, well, where do you put that in a fiscal year? And so we had our program office do an analysis and do some analog studies, and we phased the UFE where we thought it was going to be needed. And then along came MSL. So, like, I love your chart and all, you know, the flagships eating the New Frontiers, eating the Discovery missions. MSL said, oops, we're going to slip 26 months. And while we didn't have to cancel a New Frontiers or Discovery mission, it did decimate our division pretty badly and changed the phasing of budgets dramatically. And one of the things that we did in order to make sure that MSL had the right amount of money was we scooped up all that UFE and we put it in the year after launch for Juno and Grail. And of course, what was IPSI before? What was it?
PA&E.
PA&E said, oh, you know, that's really a big mistake. You're not going to have the budget there when you need it, and that sort of thing. And we said, well, there's nothing else we can do. You want to fly MSL, or you got to cancel one of these missions. We're going to do both. And so the net effect of that actually was, I think it was serendipitously beneficial. What happened was when Scott Bolton, the PI for Juno, came to us and said, we need, I forget what the first slug was, it was probably 17 million or something like that. I need 17 million moved into some particular fiscal year. He knew he had to do it well in advance of his need. He couldn't just roll in and ask for money this fiscal year, because that process of moving it out of a future fiscal year into this one or the one right in front of us requires something called an op plan change, which is a document that goes to Congress and says, we're making a change to the way we said we were going to operate on this particular mission. So that's a pretty big deal. It's not like you sneak in and you say, hey, Paul, can you cut me a check for $17 million? Because I know it's in your pocket. You have to go tell God and everybody that you're overrunning. And I think that actually was pretty beneficial. It kept a little bit of extra pressure on the project. They knew the money was out there, and it meant that when we moved the money into current fiscal year, it meant that somebody else did without. And I think that was actually a good benefit. Now, would I do it again? I don't know.